for the month of June, we actually have, as far as what you're currently desiring, I know this seems like contrary, but I'll explain. So we have the Devil card, and the Devil card can have several meanings, so it's not all bad. And this is not for all Scorpios, but some. And, you know, Scorpio is a sign of intensity. Scorpio is a sign that they are not afraid to go deep. They are not afraid to go to those dark recesses of the subconscious mind, you know, the places where most people are scared to go. That's where Scorpio thrives. And so when I see this card, what I feel like is that many of you are on a deep journey of self-discovery and self-mastery. And you're not afraid to look at the dark side. You're not afraid to look at the shadow side of yourself. A lot of you, I feel like, are in a courageous place right now, and you're willing to go deep. You're willing to see, because there's been a lot of healing happening with Scorpios. I'm really proud of you guys. And you're ready to look at those wounds. You're ready to look at whatever has been harmful or hurtful or stored in the subconscious, whatever's been holding you back. You're ready to face that now. And that's what I'm getting with this card, because when you have the Devil, this can actually be a positive thing, because what it allows you to do is it allows you to become very clear. Because so many of us just operate, we do things, and half the time we don't even know why we're doing them. I know I've done things like patterns and addictions, and I'm like, why am I even doing this? Like, where's this even coming from? And I feel like a lot of you are like investigators right now. Like, you're investigating, you're looking at anything that hasn't been serving you, and you're saying, I want to go deeper. I want to understand. I want to know why, you know, what is the purpose of this? Why have I been doing this? Instead of just kind of impulsively reacting to life, you're actually stepping back and seeing like what the motivation is. You're looking for the core motivation for your actions. And that's a beautiful thing. So for a lot of you in the month of June, I feel that some of you, you know, even making a list, just you're really about clarifying your intentions right now. And so making a list, what do I want on one side, and what do I desire on one side, and what do I not desire on the other side? And the Devil can help you, not the Devil, but the card of the Devil, the symbolism of the Devil is that by looking at kind of the darker side of ourselves, or the side that, you know, the lower level of humanity or sinful nature or whatever you want to call it, by saying, okay, what do I truly want? And by observing yourself and observing some of your thoughts and your attitudes and your actions, you gain clarity. Because for people that just ignore it or pretend that it's not there, or just, you know, react subconsciously, I feel like a lot of you are awakening. You are clearing out the darkness. You're clearing out the muddle. You want to go deep so that you can cleanse it out. So there can be a renewal and a resource. You're very resourceful. And so you're going to make good out of anything. You're going to find a way to fix it and to solve it and to get to the best solution. So I feel like there's a beautiful kind of cleansing and purging energy for the sign of Scorpio in the month of June. And anything in the past that has been dragging you down, or in the past maybe you felt helpless to change something, like you just felt like you were just addicted or enslaved to it, I feel like you're going to start observing this differently. You're going to say, wait a minute here, like, what is the motivation? Why do I do that? And you're going to start looking at some of those patterns for some of you. And, you know, everybody's addicted to something. I don't care who you are. We all have addictions. We all go to things, you know, for comfort or whatever you want to call it. And half of the battle is just being aware of what those things are and trying to get into your own head as far as what is the motivation? Because if you can get to the root of the problem and the root, then you can change it. Then you can say, I can address that issue. And so I'm proud of you, because I feel like many of you are going to be doing that this month is going to bring awareness, a lot of awareness for you. And I feel that you're really, you know, this card reminds you too, is that you're really realizing that you have the control, you have the power, you can walk away of anything. If you choose, Scorpio, you know how powerful you are. I have my Mars in Scorpio, so I understand the Scorpio energy, and I know how it, and Mars in Scorpio is really powerful. And for me, it's been like, I love it because when I set my mind to something, I can do anything. Like in Scorpio, I can do anything I set my mind to, but my emotions and my actions are very intense, and I have to be very careful where I direct my energy. So anyway, point being is, what I realize is that, and what you are, Scorpio, you're pure power. You're pure power. Wherever you put your focus, you're going to create magic. And you're in a time where you're clearing stuff out. You're investigating. You're like an investigator. And so, yeah, I don't want to keep going on and on about that. But this is a powerful month for you. I'm excited for you. As far as what you're identifying with or what you're valuing, we have the Six of Swords. And what this tells me is that you're taking your time. You're taking your time. You don't want to be rushed, and that's so true because, we're all healing at a different rate. We're all progressing at a different rate. This is progress. This is definitely making progress, but it's also that you're being cautious with what you're doing. You're not just jumping into things because even though this is progress being made, like you're open to changing, you're open to making changes, but you're also prudent about it. You're also careful. You're also discriminating. And because this is a thought process, and it could be an air sign, this is your mental thinking pattern is you are about progress, but you're being careful, you're being cautious, you're being thorough. Like I said, I feel like a lot of you right now are like detectives. I don't know why, I just feel like that. And I do want to say that because there's people around your energies, some of you are surrounded by an Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra, or are dealing with those signs. And I feel that progress is being made, but it's also, you have kind of a cautious, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like you're not 100% sure. I don't want to say suspicious, but like you want it, you're really going to check your gut instincts. You're really going to check your intuition, and no one can rush you, and you don't want to be rushed. So you value and appreciate people that can respect that. And that's kind of what you're identifying with for the month of June. Okay, as far as the obstacle or the illusion or something to look out for, we actually have the World. And normally the World is like a very, very positive sign. So I'm going to take this in two ways. First, I'm going to say is that, Scorpio, you're on the right track, because I almost feel like the World, you really can't have a negative world. The World is like total fulfillment, total happiness, the answer to all your problems. You figured everything out. So I feel that that is the path that you're on. However, I feel like the only way that it's going to be an obstacle, quote unquote, is that you're in an investigation, observant, healing. You're taking your time. And so my only thought would be that the temptation might be to put pressure on yourself or to beat yourself up like you're not farther along than you think you should be, or comparing yourself to other people. And what I want to say is don't allow that. Like you're perfect as you are. Like all is well. Like you can love yourself unconditionally, whether you've figured everything out yet or you haven't. It doesn't matter. You're loved because you exist. You're loved because you're God's child in creation. He made you. So you're precious just as you are. So a lot of you are doing this deep healing work, and some of you are taking your time. And so obviously this could reflect in any area of life. It could be business, family, work, life, relationships. And so I feel like for some of you, maybe people are pressuring you like, hey, you should have a boyfriend by now or a girlfriend, or you should do this, or should, don't let anyone tell you what you should do. Like just allow this. You're going to have the World. You're going to have all the fulfillment you seek, but just allow the process, allow the healing to happen in its own time, in its own way. And everybody's different, and you can't compare yourself to anyone else because we're all like a unique snowflake. No two snowflakes are alike, but they're all beautiful. So as far as the action to take, wow, here we go. We've got the Death card. Like I said, Scorpio, you guys are intense, but I love it. This is like the universe is saying, you are my Scorpios. We are ready to transform. Actually, it goes like this. So here we go. This is what you're doing. You're birthing. The sign of Scorpio is all about transformation, is all about, the phoenix rising from the ashes. You're going to take any past trauma, any darkness, any, that is what you do. You go to the depths, and then you come out more beautiful, more radiant, and you learn from it. You gain wisdom from it. You gain power from it. And the universe is saying, embrace that. Embrace your energy. Embrace your sign. Embrace how God wired you and designed you. Because this is all about beautiful transformation. This is about death. So endings, transformations, and this could be endings of a job. It could be endings of a relationship. It could just be endings of a way of life, of a way of thinking, of a pattern, of a habit. Wherever the universe is leading you to change, Scorpio, embrace it. See it as a beautiful thing. Don't beat yourself up for any of it, because I really feel like the sign of Scorpio is really all about power and control. And they move from power to power. So you go through these transformative processes and you come out stronger and better and more fierce on the other side. So this is something to be like excited about in a way, because you're just going to come out more magnificent. So really, I'm feeling the power, Scorpio. I'm feeling the power. Okay. The attitude to have towards yourself and others. We have the Knight of Pentacles, and really the energy of this card is work. All those songs that have been coming out lately, it's like about work. They all talk about work. That's what your job is to do right now. And you know what, Scorpios, you are not afraid to work. You are so hardworking and long suffering. And so this is just saying, put your nose to the grindstone and do the work. Just do the work. Like, don't even overanalyze it. Just be like, this is where I'm at. I am in my process. I am doing my healing work. I am doing whatever work this is for you. This is what you're supposed to do. And it's in the sign of Earth. And so to me, it's very practical. This is a very practical working. It could be just working at your job. It could be practically taking steps to bring healing or to bring growth or whatever your path is. This is manifesting in the physical world, and it's also very rational. It's also very logical. It's not overly emotional. It's balanced. The Earth is pretty steady. They're pretty just like, what you see is what you get, very direct. They don't really go to extremes. They can, but they just put their head down and do the work. This also can talk about finding a successful person or a mentor that you respect to help you in your journey. A lot of you have very high callings. And so finding someone that can relate with you, can teach you, can just, someone to talk to, a counselor, whatever field of, just a peer that you respect. I think that's going to be helpful for you. This could be a Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, or it could just be someone that you respect, that is a worker, that has the fruits of the labor, of their labors, and has fruits that you're seeking. Someone that you want to either emulate or learn from. So that could be really helpful. And also, this tells me that as you do this work, Scorpio, you're putting in your time, and you're going to get messages, because this also could be an event or a message. Something that you have been waiting for could come through in the month of June, because pages or knights are messengers. So you might get a message from a Virgo, a Taurus, or a Capricorn for the month of June that you've been waiting for. You've been patiently waiting for. And something, or a Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn could help bring something to fruition for you. So an earth sign could be healing for you in the month of June. Like I said, it can apply differently to different people. So take that for what it is. But let's go ahead and recap before we get to your outcome. So as far as the month of June, we have the Devil card. And the way I see this is that a lot of Scorpios are going where most men fear to tread. You're really clearing out the wheat from the chaff. You're really looking at contrast. This is about contrast. You're looking at all of your actions, your attitudes, and your behaviors. You're seeing, you're investigating. And this could even be for other people. Maybe it's not really directed towards you. Maybe this is directed towards a business or a relationship or others. But you're really looking at what you desire versus what you don't desire. You're in an investigative mindset. As far as what you're identifying with, we have the Six of Swords. This is making progress. You're all about making progress, but it's in a patient and a prudent and a careful way. You're not being impulsive. I feel that a lot of you are taking your time. You are You're really observing, a lot of thinking rationally about situations. You're not going to just jump into things. You're stepping back. You're about progress, but you're going to do it very carefully, very methodically, very calculating is the word I'm looking for. As far as what the challenge, we have the world. And I really see this as an omen of success for you, Scorpio, that you're going to have everything you desire because you're a powerful creator. But the challenge for the month of June is this may be more of a time of clearing out the old to make way for the new. And so the key is, don't be hard on yourself. Allow the process to unfold. Know that good is coming to you. Know that in the perfect time, you will have everything you desire. Allow it to take as long as it takes. As far as the actions to take, we have death. So whatever is not serving you, time to let it go. Whatever hasn't worked for you, once you come up with what you truly are starting to see, just the quicker you can let go of it, the faster that transformation is going to take place. Don't be afraid of it. When you know it's right, let it go, change, allow the beauty to unfold. As far as the attitude, we have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the worker. So the universe wants you to just do the work. Just do the work that you know you're supposed to do in whatever area this is. Also, possibly look to a mentor, a teacher, someone that you respect, someone that's hardworking, someone that's very grounded to give you insight, to help assist you in whatever you're pursuing. And then as far as the outcome, we have the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is really about being coherent. And so what I feel like this whole process is happening for some of you, when you have the Hierophant, he's really kind of saying, okay, if you truly desire blank, whatever that is for you, Scorpio, if you truly desire, let's say, the ideal relationship, the perfect job, the perfect body, whatever that is for you, check to see if there's any duplicity, if there's any contradictions within yourself, within your decisions, within your commitments and your words. The Hierophant is about solidifying your true intentions so that you are 100% committed. That's what you're doing right now, Scorpio. And that's what's so beautiful about your sign. You're all or nothing. It's that's what you desire to be. And so this whole process is helping you to get very clear, very concise, because once you do that, Scorpio, once your focus is laser like that, you are unstoppable. You're unstoppable. So the Hierophant, this whole process is that you're looking for inconsistencies that might be slowing your process or keeping you stuck. This is also a spiritual card. And that's where I know so many Scorpios have such a high spiritual calling, because there's a reason, there's a plan, there's a divine purpose for you. You have gifts. And what's happening here is you're learning how to connect the spiritual with the physical world, and you're going to create healing in our world. So, and this card also talks about looking for a mentor, a teacher, a wise person, and a need to find deeper meaning to life. So, like I said, Scorpio, you are not for the faint of heart. I am super excited for you because you have so much power around you. Know that you are loved. God is with you. You are a powerful being, and you have so many people that you're going to help as you heal and as you help heal others.